Welcome in, guys, to a very unique and different special version of ZSN's Hoops Hysteria. It's your boy Spartanzilla, aka Quafo Adakwa. Spartanzilla on the DFS streets here, coming at you on Wednesday, March 10th. We're not doing a live from Lock show because I have joining with me the one, the only, Double L gets busy. Leon, how are you
It's
doing?
good. Chilling, man.
Good, I love it.
Happy the season is back. The break was good, but it's good to have some games on the TV.
Exactly. I appreciate it. And so, Leon's been a long DFS player, a great contributor, multiple places. He and I have been working on products for the folks in the membership at ZSN. So we
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
take this time with kind of it's only a two gamer today. I know people are grinding it, but with it only being a two gamer today, we didn't feel the necessity to dive so far in. The members, which you can become a member for a mere $9.99 a month or $99.99 for the year. But the members, they got the sheet. We still gave them the DVP sheet, which we're going to go into today. We gave them the cheat sheet. We gave them Stilla's Hoops Crew, the stuff that you come accustomed
Right.
to. We gave them all that stuff. But for you YouTubers and folks that potentially want to become members, we thought we'd do this tutorial on something Leon has put together. He's kind of refined over this season and multiple seasons before that it's only available to members, but we want to show people how this works and get this out to the public so they understand some of the tools that you have with ZSN. So we're gonna do some screen sharing, some questions and answer. And so people kind of see some of the stuff we've got going on at Zilla Sports Network for the NBA. And it goes without saying, I mean, we back test this, we look at stuff, we're constantly looking at stuff. I know Leon has poured hours into this process, so much appreciated in that regard. And I know our members love it. And it's something we definitely, it's only for members driven, but this video will be for all of you guys that subscribe to the ZSN channel, so you can just see what's in, and maybe you say, "Oh, I like that. Let me jump into ZSN." So, without further ado, Leon, maybe I kind of got in front of myself. Tell the fans of ZSN kind of what brings you to DFS and why you developed the DVP sheet.
Well, what brought me to DFS actually is kind of a crazy story. My apartment got robbed. Maybe, gosh, it's probably going back like I told you it was crazy. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And I'm big into video games. Not so much now, just because I really don't have time to do it all the time. But at that point in time, I was heavy, and my PlayStation was one of the things that got taken. So I was bored as hell, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start trying this DFS thing. So I started researching, how to build sheets and researching everything. And I had a little mini sheet. It's a mini sheet compared to what it is now. All of the things that I've added, and I really just enjoy doing it, man. I've had some success. Took down a couple of GPPs, not humongous ones, but a couple here and there. And I just enjoy doing it. It gets me closer to the game. It gets me closer to the players. I know most of the players inside and out. It's just something that's fun to me. I love doing it.
That's great. Now, without getting into the weeds here, which we will in a second, does the DVP account for Tom Thibodeau's minutes for them Knicks? Does that account for that? Does the DVP account for Emmanuel quickly not getting that run?
Well, with Tom, we don't have to worry about minutes. He's going to run his guys into the ground. That's why I love him. Love them in Minnesota. Love them. You don't got to worry about that.
Exactly.
You got to worry about that.
Exactly. All right. You want to go ahead and on your end, if you want to share your screen, and let's see if we can get that rolling. And we will start going through the process of.
It actually says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Let's see what we can do to rectify that. Let's see. Bear with us, guys. Okay, see if you can try it now. The magic of doing this on the fly.
There we go.
All right.
All right. So we'll first start with the actual DVP sheet here. This is what the members see. This is the matchups page here. Let me show you. There's two different sections here. We have the DVA, which people will be familiar with if they use another popular site. So this is just a breakdown here of the teams and, points scored or points allowed, I should say, rebounds, assists, et cetera, fantasy points per minute, fantasy points scored. We also have the rankings. We have the rankings are by the plus minus, actually, the particular team allows. That's the DVA. We also have the DVP. This is by position. The DVA is by archetype. And then we have the matchup sheet here. It just kind of summarizes everything, makes it easier for everybody to view.
Okay. So, yeah, so this has everything loaded for tonight's slate. Question, walking back a little bit, for those uninitiated, because you do get new players to the thing, just like yourself, right? Just trying to find something to do. And, what is it? What is this FanDuel? What is this DraftKings? So when we say DVP, defense value position, what does that what does that kind of mean for people that just new to DFS? They're seeing this video. What is DVP? What is DVA? You want to walk through people a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So what it is it's short for, we'll start with DVP, defense versus position. So it's basically what San Antonio, for instance, what they allow to centers, what they allow to power forward, small forward, et cetera, what, the fantasy points that they allow, basically. And same for the archetype. It'll go by, there's different archetypes. There's like a shooting wing, a combo guard, a post big, versatile big. There's 8 of those, I think. So it's basically just whatever said team allows to whatever archetype or position we're talking about.
Okay. And then DVA, for those that don't know?
Defense versus archetype, same concept as DVP, defense versus position. Just as I said, it goes by the archetype. So combo guard, shooting wing, scoring wing, post big, versatile big. It kind of gives you a good snapshot of what type of player the particular player is. Yeah, you have Russell Westbrook and Steph Curry. They both play point guard, but they're very different players. So it's just kind of another way to kind of differentiate between players and their skill sets.
Okay, very good, very good. I think it's helpful for people new. Like I said, we get new people looking at this stuff, looking at this content. So very good, kind of bare bones and basic start to it. So again, Leon, if I'm looking at this, so I see this thing, okay, I become a member of ZSN. I get this every day. How should I use the materials that you're providing, the work you're putting in here to enhance my play? What should I focus in on? If I've got I'm a guy with 2 kids, obviously I have, not an infinite amount of time. Some people, have a very limited time to do research, to kind of put stuff together. If I'm trying to build a lineup using this sheet, how should I go about using the material that you've taken the time and effort to put together?
Well, what you want to do is you kind of want to, I kind of leave it open. That's why I included both the DVA, archetype, and the DVP, by position. Because some people might not, feel comfortable with the archetype. Some people might not feel comfortable with the position. So I kind of have it separate. Let me kind of scroll over so you can see, because I'm just showing an archetype right here. Basically similar details for position. I actually factor both into my projections. But what you generally want to do is you want to look for the best matchups. You want to try to look for the position or archetype, for whatever, the opposing team. You want to look for the ones that are, higher. the ones that are essentially the darkest green are quote unquote the best matchups. You know, that doesn't always play out like that. But that's what you generally want to do, generally.
Okay. Okay. No, that's very helpful. Very helpful. The color coding is very nice for people, unless you're colorblind. And I'm sorry for you. Sorry for you guys if
Yes,
you are.
yes.
You know, we just look at the numbers. You know, we can't. We try to serve a lot of different people, but there's only so much we can do. Leon is a busy man. He's put this together for members. He's a busy man, so we try to do that. So when I look at that, it's very helpful to kind of understand versus DVA, DVP, looking at kind of, where I should hone in on if I've got limited time for research. I guess the other question I would have, as you and I both have played for several years, and we've talked about our GPP, wins and such. What do you, in your estimation, if you become a ZSN member, you see this video and you say, all right, okay, I like what's here. This is very intuitive. I understand this. What do you think is the value add of this sort of product to your DFS play?
Well, I mean, any help is good. We're not experts at this.
Sure.
We're not right all the time. There's been plenty of nights where I'm on a guy and I love him, and you play him and you turn around and you get a big fat dud. You get nothing.
Yeah.
So I think it's always good to have more input from other people, other sources. Like you with the cheat sheet and you with the crew for the night. All help is good as far as I'm concerned. All help is good.
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback on that, I think, if the question comes up, what's the value add? This is a plethora of data pulled from various sources, using archetypes, using positions, getting data updated constantly. So if you use this as a member in conjunction with the sheets we provide and in conjunction with the Zillow's Hoop crew, you should be doing okay most nights. You should be pretty profitable over, again, we don't want to, as Leon just pointed out, we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to get this right all the time. But what we want to build is players that are profitable over a long stretch, like say a couple months. Yeah, you don't win this night or that night, but you win. And when you win big over, a longer period of time. You pop up
Mhm.
and get a GPP takedown, stuff like that. So to piggyback on that, the question be like, well, what is this? I think using this coupled with the other tools we have really is going to make you a profitable NBA player without question.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
Exactly. So, anything else that you think users of the DVP tool should know or should be mindful of, or um, you know,
Yeah, let me just do a quick little breakdown, just what each column represents. Because right now to the uninitiated, it might just be a whole bunch of numbers right here. So obviously we have player name. We have the DK position. DK has the dual position eligibility for some spots. Then I have the actual position that they play broken down, because that's how I kind of sort my players. Here we have the archetypes, teams, obviously. Now here's where we start getting into the interesting things. So I have it two ways, basically. The percentage is just a mirror reflection of the opponent plus minus. These are the actual points over the average that said team allows for position or archetype. The percentage is just a percentage representation of that same number. The A value is just the average value that, again, the team allows to the position or archetype. Team rank here, and then I also have what they allow in each category that matters: points, assists, rebounds, steals. I added in 2 points and 3 points, attempts and makes, just because I'm OCD. Like, I have to know everything. I need all of the details that I can possibly get. I've been accused of doing way too much quite often, actually. and it's basically the same thing for the DVP. Let me show you my sheet real quick. I'm gonna take you really behind the scenes. And just share that real quick with you, just so you can see. I did mention that I use them both. So what I do, being that it's a two gamer, there aren't very many players today. Let's just go to the formatting real quick. So for instance, I color code the players with both DVP rank and DVA. So this hot pink color here, that is if my computer's moving a little slow, I apologize. The hot pink is basically if the opposing team ranks 25 to 30, which is the bottom of the barrel in DVP terms, which means they allow the most points. Those are guys that I generally look to fit into my lineup, as long as it's not, like a bum. Those are the guys that I generally allow to, or I generally, excuse me, like to try to play. So it'll be like, if they're ranked both, 26 to 30 is the hot pink, and then the blue is like 20 to 25. So that's how I do it with my sheet. You may choose to do it differently. That's the one thing about DFS. There is no one path to victory. There's multiple paths. There's multiple ways you can go about it. There's a lot of things that you can do. So.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the key to all this.
That's how I do it.
Exactly. Multiple keys, and you giving the secret sauce away right there. You went right into the guts of the sheet.
Just a little bit. It's a very vast sheet. This is just a little tidbit. Little tidbit.
Go, you giving these guys haven't signed up yet. You going deep into it there. No, I appreciate it. No, so yeah, no, that's very helpful. I really appreciate. I know members have appreciated this add-on we added mid-season. So really appreciate the work you put behind that. A lot of effort into it, a lot of hard work and sweat and tears. So again, thank you on behalf of the membership of ZSN, and it's really really a good tool, moving forward for DFS play, for the members of ZSN, as we are rocking our ZSN gear, letting people know what time it is. Just real quick then, I guess in terms of if there's questions, you can always, for the members, they know how to get a hold of us in the Discord that we have going on. We're always looking to refine this process. I know Leon takes a great painstaking efforts to make sure this thing is updated and ready to go for the various slates. And so, for our members, we're always open to questions to make this the best tool possible as we move towards the back half of the season, the second half of the season, and try to get a couple of these GPP takedowns for people, and add a little bit of money, here in this some real stimulus, in this in this part of 21. With that being said, I think we've walked through that. So this will be long-lived. It will stay on the YouTube channel, so you can always refer to it. If you have questions on DVP, you can always at the site, on Twitter at Zilla Sportsnet, www.zillasportsnetwork.com. Again, that's the way to sign up to become a member for those very meager prices. You can become a member of what we got going on there. Twitter, Instagram, same thing, Zilla Sports Network. We'll take all those questions and answers about that. Real quick, while I have you, Leon, so thinking about the sheet, but then in the broader context of kind of what's happening in the league, if you wanted to share any observations in the first half of the season, either players, either archetypes, as we're talking about here, any trends that you're noticing, for the folks out there in DFS land?
Well, first of all, it's been a very, very very wacky season, with the COVID protocols. I've gotten caught a few times, as I'm sure many people have. You play a player and all of a sudden he's not playing and you don't find out until a minute after lock and you're stuck. So it's been a very, very interesting season so far in that regard. It's been a little, I don't want to say tough, but it's been a little different for me trying to peg down any trends this particular year for some reason. I don't know. It's just been it's been interesting for me. It's been very interesting. It's been a roller coaster this year. A lot of times I'll have someone where I'll think they'll do really well and they don't, and I'm like, what's going on? It's been really crazy. It's been really crazy. Um,
I was just gonna say a couple things that I think I've noticed, and I think maybe correlates well with what you've provided here for the membership base is looking at the first half, thinking about a site like DK and thinking about archetypes. It seems like a lot of profitable lineups have multiple centers, right? So you're playing an
mhm.
Embiid and maybe not Embiid and Jokic, but like Embiid and a mid-price center, and those seem
Yeah,
to allow you to have a little bit more flexibility in your site. DK allows that double center action, and I've seen a lot of profitable lineups with that double center. Especially on a night when you have, say, like you have tonight, Valanciunas, but then if he's playing on a slate with Embiid, Jokic, even like a Clint Capella, Towns. There's so many bigs that you can play. Having that
yeah,
value, having that ability to play both of them really helps you. I've seen that as a trend, on in DK. I think scoring is up across the league and has been for the last couple of years. But as you mentioned,
definitely.
the disjointed nature of the season, with COVID protocols and people sitting out and kind of limited fans in some places, no fans in other places.
Yeah,
Scoring, shooting backdrops, and this comes out of the bubble. It seems like as well. Scoring is just up. So like you basically, to win these tournaments right now, you're needing big numbers to take down GPPs, and so be mindful of that. You have the tool in front of you, something like the DVP. You have these sheets, but you're still gonna have to differentiate your lineup in a way that makes you unique, that encompasses some
mhm,
things in order to take it down. So I've seen that. And then the one thing I've also noticed as well is diversifying your play. And by when I say that, I mean if you can play multiple sites, play multiple sites. If you've got a set bankroll, which you should have a set bankroll, diversify that
absolutely.
across DK, FanDuel. I don't really do Yahoo, but I know some people do Yahoo. Even Super Draft has emerged as well as one.
Yeah,
Diversify. So
yeah,
if you're only going to pay, say, $20 a night, a lot of our guys, are playing, micro stakes and low stake. Put $20 a night. Put five here, five there, and diversify your play. Don't play the same
mhm.
tournaments every night, the same games every night as well. Switch that up, and I think that's been profitable. At least for me, it's been helpful to just think about things differently and not just auto repeat the same tournaments every night. Thinking about that kind of
Yeah,
thing. I don't know if you've seen the same sort of things.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. I myself, I only do DK right now. That might change in the near future. Right now, that's enough work for me right now. So we'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens.
We got you working hard on the sheet. So that in itself is a full-time gig.
Yeah, I mean that's nothing. I mean, it's this is something that I like. The DVP sheet actually kind of came about on the fly. Like I didn't even decide to do it at the beginning of the season. Like we were already in the season. If you remember, I took like a week off.
Right.
I wasn't playing at all for about a week and a half just to do it. Once I figured out A, that I could do it, and B, that I figured out a way to do it. The reason, I think you asked me earlier why I did this, and I never answered you.
Yeah.
I did it because, as you know, and as people that have played for a while, every site has a DVP, and I'll be damned if I know what goes into it. Nobody knows what do they factor, what makes this team be ranked 30th and that team ranked first? You never know. So I wanted something that I knew where the numbers came from. I knew where the data came from. Something because that's something that I can trust, because it's something that I'm seeing the bare bones. I'm seeing the behind the scenes with my own eyes. I know what goes into it. So that's the main reason why I did it. You go to one site and San Antonio is ranked 29th versus centers, but you go to another site and they're ranked 15th. It's like, where's the happy medium? So that's the reason why I did it.
And again, the people in ZSN are benefiting from your work, so appreciate that. Appreciate you walking through people in the tutorial. If people want to get at you on Twitter, do you have a Twitter handle?
I do. Double L gets busy. Double L gets busy.
Same
on Instagram. That's what it is on any social media. Double L gets busy.
Double L gets busy. He gets busy getting you this DVP sheet. You can at me at Spartanzilla or at Zilla Sportsnet on Twitter. Again, www.zillasportsnetwork.com to become a member, to get stuff like the DVP, to get stuff like the cheat sheet, to get stuff like the Zilla's Hoop Crew. We're coming at you. There's going to be some takedowns in the NBA DFS, guaranteed, bar none, between now and the NBA Finals. People in Zilla Sports Network, they're going to be profitable, and you're going to start to see that group just take off. So much appreciated, Leon, your work on this. And I know our members are benefiting from your work on this. So any parting thoughts?
Just want to wish everybody luck for the rest of the season. Like you said, takedowns are coming. It's just a matter of when.
Exactly. So for Leon, it's your boy Quaffo here, Spartanzilla. Thank you very much, and y'all be easy now.